It's a tricky question because it depends on how young. I think for a long time I had no idea. I had a brother who was incredibly academic and a sister who was like really artistic, and I was kind of in the middle, not knowing. I think I look back on it now, and I think I was always somewhat interested in storytelling. I was kind of playing with my figures, telling stories, doing things like this. And then when the opportunity came in year 10, so what's that, like when you're maybe 13, something, 14, I was able to choose media as an option. And that kind of just opened my mind to the fact that there were jobs in this kind of world that I've absorbed with film and TV. Quite a quiet kid, stressed out kid, and so I'd watch a lot and consume a lot. So yeah, kind of opening my mind to those possible jobs at that age made me think, okay, I'll be a journalist of media. And I think that was probably, apart from wanting to maybe be a teacher, I think I'd probably say being a journalist within the media and film world. First ever job, the first ever job I suppose was I was the paper boy, getting up early. I don't mind early mornings, so I quite liked it, talking to some of the older community. So that was kind of, I suppose, my first job. My first, let's say, proper job was at Matalan. And actually I loved it because a load of my mates joined at exactly the same time. So we went to college together, we hung out together, and we worked together. So it was just like the best time. It's a difficult one, this, because I don't know whether it was a job per se, it was just the environment. I had just left Burton's Menswear, I think. They'd closed down. And we decided I was working in suits, and the suits they decided to trial them in New Look. And this was around the time where like sort of boys wear menswear was starting out in New Look. And so I started working there, but the environment was not like my cup of tea, like at all. Like I think I was at uni at the time, so I probably didn't care so much about the job as well. But it was just the environment. It wasn't the job. Just like the people I was working with just weren't necessarily my people, I suppose. I went from a small store doing suits with maybe 6 people to a big, loud store with big, loud people, maybe 30, 40 of them. So I think I lasted about 2 months and I left. Oh, my current job is being a film producer. What does it entail? It's a tricky one and a long one. Really, there's lots of different types of producing, but I suppose in a nutshell, I support writers and directors to come up with ideas, write scripts. Then it's my job to raise the finance for those scripts. And to do that, we need to attach actors. So I'm involved in casting. And then we have to, once we've raised that finance, we had to make the film. So I'm heavily involved in making sure that we're on schedule and on budget. And then once we've made the film, we have to sell the film. So I get involved in all of that kind of marketing stuff as well. I love it because you are probably one of the only people who is there from like the beginning to the end. And although, yes, there's some moments of like paperwork and some moments of finance and spreadsheets and all that sort of stuff, it's an incredibly creative job. And you're surrounded by creativity all of the time. And there's nothing like sitting down after you've created something and sharing it with an audience. I think dissect the areas you love, So for me, I loved watching films. I loved watching TV, animations, all of that. And for a long, long time, I just had no idea that I just didn't even think about the ways in which these things got made. But I feel really privileged to be able to work in an industry that I love so much. And so if if you love something, if you know, whether that's sport, whether that's film, whatever that is, look at what job you can do within it, and then figure out, your way in. It doesn't have to, don't reach even too high. Just get your entry level job within that environment, and you'll soon flourish, because there's nothing like being happy every day at work. Right, so I want to nominate Phil Benson.